My name is Ava Faulkner. I am conducting this interview with my brother Ty and my mother, also Ava. We will have learned a lot during the stay-at-home requirement, not only because we are with each other 24/7, but I had to adjust to a whole new way of learning. Using new tools like Zoom and other virtual platforms has changed learning outcomes forever. We now know there are other ways to learn than just showing up at school and taking classes. We have learned that, yes, we can work from home and be productive. I am first interviewing my brother on his perspective. What is your name?
My name is Dad Faulkner.
What school do you attend?
I go to Pace University,
What is your major and when do you graduate?
majoring in information technology, and I'm graduating in 2021.
Pace University has both virtual classes and in-school classes. You choose to do all of your classes online. How is that going?
Easy. Piece of cake. Lots of work, but it's better than going to school.
I know you took virtual classes last semester also. Does it help that you were at least familiar with online learning for this semester?
Yeah, you do it once and then it becomes even easier.
Would you recommend online classes to others, and if so, why?
It's not for everyone. Everyone has a different learning style. Some people like online because you don't have to go to school in person. Some people don't like online because there's more work involved and people sit in front of a computer all day, but that's what I do, so I like it.
What do you feel is the advantage and what are the disadvantages?
Of online,
Yes.
you sit in a computer and you just sit there all day, all night. So that's a disadvantage. But if you play games, it's an advantage. Also, one advantage of online class is you get to pick the times that you get to do your homework. You only have to attend some classes if they're mandatory. Other than that, you just wait for work to be given. You can do it whenever you want. You have all the time in the world to do it.
At least you save time and gas when you're school from home. Are you majoring in information technology at Pace?
Yes.
What jobs you can get with that degree?
Any job in the computer field.
You received an internship at New York City Youth and Community Service for the fall this semester. How is that going?
Loving it.
Can you please describe the job you have with them? Are you working with a team?
New York City Youth and Community Development Program Integration and Professional Development Team. DYCDPIPD. That's where I'm working. I have a team of 6-7 other people. And that's one team in a group of teams that work in one team because the agency is spread out into different agencies. So it's a team and a team collaborated with teams. It's a lot.
Okay. Cybersecurity is one of the most sought after jobs. Do you feel confident that you can get a job right out of college.
Yes.
Are you applying now for jobs for 2021?
Looking, it's hard to find anything because of 2020.
What certification do you need for cybersecurity?
All of them.
Do you have any of these?
I have a few.
Please explain why they are important.
You need to have at least CompTIA A+ or Security Plus if you want to do anything. Otherwise, they're going to look at you and say, hey, you know Microsoft Word. Oh, you're great for a desk job. You can sit there and answer calls all day. No, thanks. That's a basic level, boring tech job. You want a real computer job, you got to get that A+, Security Plus, Network Plus. Go for the Cybersecurity Plus. Those are expensive.
You have been working very close with Pace University Career Center. They use a career platform called Handshake. Do you think every student should get heavily involved with the Career Center on their campus?
The career services are really good. The people there really want to help you. And I never thought of it because I always thought, tech fairs and stuff, well, that's not cool, that's boring, but they get you places. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go look and see what they got. And then next thing you know, I got an internship. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. Wow, and my resume looks delicious. So, they help.
I learned a lot from you and your experience with the career counselor at Pace. How important is your resume to get your dream job?
It is so important, they don't even teach you it. So, that's why you have to go to them. Because if you want a job, they're going to look at your resume and you're going to look at it too and be like, ew, what is this? Ugh. So you take it to them and they're going to sit you down. They're going to say, hey, listen, have a seat. We're gonna get through this and we're gonna make it look nice. And they did, and it looks nice. So you have to have a nice resume. Very important. If you don't, just don't bother. Just give them your high school diploma. That's probably it.
What would you recommend that all students should do to help themselves get a job?
Work on your resume. Get some certifications for some stuff. Don't work at McDonald's. Unless you're there to fix the ice cream machine. That would be great.
How important is LinkedIn to getting a job?
Better than Handshake. Need that. Actually, use Handshake to look for jobs. Use LinkedIn to connect to the people you want to get the job.
How important is your LinkedIn profile?
LinkedIn is your business Facebook. If it doesn't look nice, you won't get a job. Don't put stuff on Facebook and then put stuff on LinkedIn, because then they're going to look at your Facebook and be like, ew, this guy is, no. And then they're going to look at your LinkedIn and be like, oh, but he looks nice and nah.
How important is your job skill listed on LinkedIn?
Job skills?
Yes.
Depends. It depends on what you put on LinkedIn. If you put anything on LinkedIn that doesn't have to do with any of the jobs you're looking for, then it's completely irrelevant. So your job skills have to match what you're looking for. If they're not, then they're going to see that and say, hey, well, what are you doing applying for our job?
How important is it that you review your resume and LinkedIn career profile with your career counselor?
You have to do that at least once a month or maybe every other week to make sure everything is updated and to make sure that any job that's looking at you can see it and match it to their description. You have to have your resume exact to whatever job you're looking for. It can't just be one resume for every job. That's not how it works.
Everyone says that networking on platforms like LinkedIn are very important. I don't understand how anyone has time in their busy day to read all of those posts or accept invitations. It is so time consuming. I realize that if who you know which can help you get a job through a lead or recommendation, but aren't your qualifications more important?
The qualifications?
Yeah.
Qualifications are more important. Reaching out and networking is probably more important because in my conference I just had the other day, the senior leader was like, hey, the best thing I can tell you is networking for other people is the way to reach out and get, known. Networking plus qualifications plus volunteering is a guaranteed job. That's what he said. So take that advice because that's what I took.
If a recruiter sees your resume and it rings all of his bells, do you think he will hire you based on your knowledge or who you know?
Absolutely not. No, I'm just kidding. Of course he will. He or she.
Do you think career fairs at your school are important?
Yes. But it sucks because people don't go to them because no one thinks, oh, well, who's going to get a job from here? But yes, everyone is looking for a job. And if people are coming to PACE and they're looking for people, why not just go out there and say, hey, I'm looking for work, because guarantee you they're going to hire someone. They hired me as an intern, so they're looking. You'll get a job. Just do it. Don't not go.
Are they still as important now that you are doing all career fairs virtual?
Yes. And don't think, oh, because it's virtual, I don't have to dress up and everything. A career fair is your career, so dress up, look the part, because that's how I got mine.
I know you just did a virtual employee spotlight event where you met with recruiters for a Kirkland company. How do you think that went?
It was okay. You dress the part, then you sit down, they tell you all about the company, and then you ask them questions, and based on whether or not you thought they were good, you look more into them and you give them more of your contact information, you try to link with them more. But for this company, it was a federal government thing, and they didn't really do a good job of explaining themselves. They rushed through it, so, and then at the very end, they basically said, hey, if you're not really good in school, we don't want you. So that was a slap to the face to everyone. So that one was it was some poo-poo, so to say, and I didn't like them. I don't think a lot of people liked them, and I emailed them, and they pretty much agreed that, yeah, we're sorry about that, and so that one wasn't great, but that doesn't mean that all of them are like that, so don't stop looking for stuff like that.
Do you think it was productive?
Yeah, I guess.
When you did your interview for your internship, your career counselor advised you to wear a suit. Although it was an interview for an internship, it was still an interview for a job opportunity.
Of course, you gotta dress the part Doesn't matter if you're sitting at home in a t-shirt, got no pants on, you still got to wear the suit, got to look nice. Dress for success.
How did dressing up properly for this interview land you the internship?
Because I am professional. Even though I am a child, I dress professional. You act professional, you will get the part. The dude even said to me, he said, "Hey man, I really appreciate your professional abilities here, and you even dressed up, you got the suit. I like this. I'm going to hire you." So I'm like, okay, good, thanks, cool. And then we have the best working relationship now to this day.
Would you advise other students to take interviewing seriously, which includes proper attire?
You have to. If you don't, they're going to look at you and say, "Nah, I don't want this guy. Or girl, I say guy a lot, but you got to take everything seriously. If you're not serious about what job you're looking for, then why are you doing it?" And they're going to know that. So they're going to look at you and say, "Hey, if you don't want the job, why are you interviewing?" And then they're going to recommend maybe work at McDonald's, but maybe if that's even too hard for you, they're going to say maybe work at, Fridays or something.
If you could pick the perfect job for you, what would it be?
To be a professional hacker, so I don't go to jail for hacking someone. I can do it and get money for it. Do it the legal way.
The last question. You were also a cybersecurity tutor. As a tutor, can you give any advice to a college-age person on what to prepare him or herself to get a job?
Certifications, internships, volunteer, know your stuff, reach out to people, don't be afraid to ask for help. The whole time that I've ever gone to school, I always thought, no, I don't need help, I'll get through it. But no, you don't, because there's some things that don't prepare you for things like your resume and jobs and how to conduct interviews. No one ever teaches you that. So if you ask for help and you get it, take it seriously. It's going to help. You're going to get through stuff.
Hi, Mom. Thank you for letting me interview. I know Ty gave me his perspective on what it is like to do homeschool online. But what has it been like having both of us at home full time?
It's been interesting. I work from home also, so I'm having my kids here 24/7. So my grocery bill is higher, everything is higher, much more work. But I do like the idea that they don't have to go to school and make that drive. And I think that the extra time that they spend not driving will also be able to put towards studies. And I don't have to worry about them on the street. Some of their classes were in evening. I worried about my daughter getting in her car in the parking lot. So in that sense, I think it was great.
Do you think that homeschooling is good or bad for students?
I think homeschooling for college students can be a good thing. Some people have trouble with their time management and learning stuff online like that. But generally, what we found with all of the instructors, the professors at Purchase, is that they are very self-explanatory instructions, and the readings that they have given them have explained everything pretty much that they need to know. I find that it seems to be, from what I can tell from what Ava's doing, is that it seems to be working well. I know she enjoys it more than having to get in the car and go there. My son, the same way. Ty is a student at Pace University. He's a senior and graduates this year also. So he is doing very well with the online, but in his case, he's management skills, time management skills are not as good as Ava's. So he's struggling a little, but he is an A student, so he's making it. But other than that, I think that it's holding up, and I think it's a good thing for us, not for kids in elementary school and possibly not in high school. The only consideration I have is of the social issue, that I think that all kids need to be able to socialize with their friends at school. I think that's important. I think that the people that they meet at school are important, the connections they make, and I think that's a detriment, but hopefully it's a short-term detriment with the COVID virus, and everything will be back to a regular schedule in the fall.
I know you help Ty a lot with his job hunting and internship. Can you explain, in your perspective, what the average student will face when they graduate this summer?
My son goes to Pace University, and he has an excellent career counselor there, and she has helped him tremendously with his resume and explained in detail how important everything is that goes on it. She has introduced him to other platforms that can help him as well. She also explained how LinkedIn, and she stayed with him the whole time to make sure his resume fit the jobs that he was applying for. It was a learning experience, and every student should take advantage of their career counseling. We did not have good luck with Ava in Purchase for some reason. We just didn't get the right counselor. But because of Pace Counselor and me working with the counselor as well as my son Thad, I learned a lot. So I was able to apply a lot of my knowledge into helping Ava with her resume and stuff. But the most important thing that most students, I don't think, realize is they don't take advantage of that. They don't take advantage of the opportunities the school offers. And having the right resume and knowing that every resume you send out changes for each job you have. We didn't know that. We thought you'd write a resume and that's it. You send it in, and there you go. But apparently that's not the case. It does change with your jobs. This is stuff you learn by being involved with a career counselor. So it's something that I think is extremely important, and that you should take advantage of that. And any advice you ever want, you can ask Gabe, and I can also advise you on that. But please take advantage of your career counselor.
Can you give them any advice on how to prepare themselves while still in school?
You have to decide what job it is that you want. I know in most cases, in even my daughter's case, she doesn't really know exactly what she wants to do. But it's important that by the time you get into your senior year minimum, you should have it by the time you're junior. You got to pick something. Life is reinventing yourself. You're never going to stay with that same job forever in your life. Probably the chances are very low that will happen. You're going to always be reinventing yourself, making you a better person, learning more. So just bite the bullet and pick something, and then work your resume and your classes so that you have the education that they're going to require when they hire you, so it looks good on the resume. And that's the best way to prepare yourself. Just bite the bullet, figure out something, pick something, and just go to that goal, and that goal will lead you to a different goal. And then all of a sudden one day you'll say, oh no, that's what I want to do. And that's it. But you can't do it, and you can't constantly say, I don't know what I want to do, because you've got to make the decision before you get to your last year of school, because you still have the school support. They have something called Handshake. That's not that Pace has. It's a career thing that they have awesome jobs opportunities, internships and stuff. Purchase doesn't use it, but they are signed up for it, and I advise you highly to Google Handshake and sign up for it, and you will immediately start getting all kinds of job offers, or internships, depending, or part-time jobs, depending on what you want. But the most important thing is to get your resume together and to understand that your resume will change for every job you have, and LinkedIn. I don't know why LinkedIn is so important. I have not gotten that one, because who's got the time? It's almost like watching your Facebook every day. Who's got time to go over it and answer all those things? But it is extremely important, apparently.
Thank you for interfering.
You're welcome.